Welcome to Bed Crime Stories Podcast. I'm your host, T, and if true crime is your jam, and like me, you enjoy delving into unsolved cases, trying to figure out who done it, please consider subscribing. Also, do me a favor and please hit that like button. It really helps me so much. Okay, so let's get started. They say things happen in threes. And it struck me that between Don and Candace, they've made three statements that scream for follow-up and clarification. Statements that leak information about what happened to their daughter. The first statement is when Don said this in one of his very first interviews on television. Take a listen.
Such a loving, good spirit. Please don't hurt her. Please let her come home. Because my biggest fear is, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something. Because she loved to be outside all the time. That was her. Unfortunately, her downfall. Because a lot of times.
Did you notice how Dawn said she loved to be outside all the time, and that was, unfortunately, her downfall? To me, this is Dawn leaking that whatever happened to Summer happened outside. For me, this means ruling out a fall down those dangerous steps inside the house at Ben Hill Road that lead to the basement, the cellar, the playroom. I've heard that dark room downstairs referred to as a basement, a cellar, and even a playroom. The latter is how Candace referred to it on the Dr. Phil show. The expression, "you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear," comes to mind. The second statement is when Candace said this on the YouTube channel Kraken Cases. In case you didn't hear that clearly, Candace said, "What if I would have walked out there with her?" I believe Candace is referring to the fishing hole where Summer swam on June 15th. Remember, Chris McDonough of the interview room visited that fishing hole and pointed out how the water was shallow near the shore, about 5 to 10 inches deep, but not too far out from the shore. He showed that the water dropped off and became much deeper, more like 20 to 25 feet deep. I think there's a good possibility that Candace is saying, what if she would have walked Summer out there to show her where the water drops off, so that Summer would have not gone out that far? To me, her statement makes perfect sense with this scenario, the scenario of a drowning incident at the fishing hole. Remember, Candace could have taken Summer swimming to a designated swimming area where I'm sure there's a lifeguard on watch. If you saw the episode where Chris McDonough visits the various places that Candace, Grandis, Summer, and H allegedly went to on June 15th, while he was driving to the fishing hole, he drove past a swimming area that is a designated swimming area. And Candace could have opted to take Summer there instead of to a dirty, muddy, can-littered spot. Listen to the reasons why Candace said she went to the fishing hole instead of to that sanctioned swimming area.
And do you bring the kids here?
I bring the kids here all the time. They either fish or swim.
Okay.
Whatever.
Right.
It's there's nobody down here hardly.
Right.
So it's away from. I don't like to have the kids around a bunch of other kids because of all the sickness and stuff that's been going around, different kids and stuff like that.
Yep.
So this was more secluded, private kind of thing, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm more of a quiet kind of person. I don't like to be in a big crowd.
Yeah.
I tend to stick to myself and my family, and that's it.
Yeah. And when
In my opinion, Candace picked the fishing hole for other reasons. I believe for privacy, for whatever she and possibly H planned to do at that spot. She certainly didn't head to the fishing hole to give Summer a place to swim with the thought that it was the safest place for her little girl to splash around in the water. And the third statement is one made by Candace last Thursday on her own YouTube channel during a 5-minute discussion with a lot of pauses throughout it. And although she deleted that video later in the day, I recorded the audio. Listen to what she said at this spot in that 5-minute video.
No, I'm gonna drink my dinner. Oh, hell no. I won't drink again. Because them boys in my summer is the love of my life. I would never drink or do anything against them ever again.
Sounding inebriated, Candace says, "I won't drink again, and I won't do nothing against them ever again," meaning against her kids. In my opinion, this sounds like Candace is possibly admitting to hurting her children with severe punishments, like what Allie's friend, or ex-friend, I guess, Leslie, described Candace allegedly doing to 2 of her boys. Remember this?
I came over for her birthday party. And they had a swimming pool up out back. As a little swimming pool. And her kids and Candace's kids was playing in the pool. And some of the kids had got out and was eating a snack while we was cooking hamburgers and stuff. And 2 of her boys was in the pool and they was horseplaying. And this really, what she done really got to me.
Okay.
I mean, they're kids. They're going to play in the pool.
Right.
They're going to get rough. You know, they're boys.
Right.
And because they got rough, horse playing in the pool, she made them get out. And back here behind the house, there's a driveway. And she made the 2 boys get out of the pool, wet, and lay down, stomach down, on blacktop.
It was hot. Really hot.
So, by making that statement, is Candace admitting that she occasionally used extreme methods of punishment on her kids? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So the key takeaways are: 1, Dawn tells us that whatever happened to Summer happened outdoors. 2, Candace feels guilty about not walking Summer out somewhere. And 3, Candace is saying that she will never do anything against her kids again. I have faith that we will get to the truth of what happened to Summer Moon Utah Wells. We just have to keep listening to what the parents say, and we need to pray that TBI, through phone records and security camera footage, will be able to piece together exactly where the family members were at what time during that day, who was in the Silverado on June 15th, and what they were all up to. That's all for the moment. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and leave me a comment.